to Forsayth by train. Getting close now.
That's alright, have a good trip. We will.
See you, mate.
See you in 3 days.
Yeah.
We'll try and bring him back safe.
I think he might pay to leave us.
Folks, the SAVANNAHLANDER trip. My name's Merv and the other driver there is, his name's Dave. We've got a toilet down the back of the rail motor there, and we've also got cold drinks and that there for sale. If you want anything at any time, just yell out. Hopefully we'll leave this little bit of drizzle behind once we get past Coranda.
For the day.
Bye.
I'm going to take it in turns to have breakfast.
Get up somewhere like Savannah.
The older suburbs to Cairns, and when they were building the Coranda race, there was a big railway depot here. And even today, it's a pretty major maintenance centre here.
When we came back, Capital Cruise was changing over. We get off the boat when we went up. So they go to Cop Randy right up there. Then my brother and his wife come up from Sydney. And they saw us where we were. So we went back in, back through. So they're on the barbecue. We're going over to North, we're going to
So here we are at Stony Creek. Pull up here for a second if you would like to hop out and have a look. A bit hazy today, but there's our fair city of Cairns. if the bridge was a lot closer to the edge there, you'll notice some holes in the rock there where the old piles used to be. They moved it over because it'd be a bit scary going a bit closer.
Yeah, that would be a worry, wouldn't it? Flash.
What is it? You got a license. Yeah. Keep your hands up. How much jacket?
Next we'll have a quick 5-minute break here. Toilet's just there on the right, we're going past at the moment. The ladies' toilet will be straight outside that front door here. We'll be here for 5 minutes.
Okay.
40 years old, eh?
Well, 34 young. The doctor got the wrong date on the birth certificate.
You're kidding yourself, pal.
Oh, it's a steep hill too.
About the best time where you are now?
Think so?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll try.
Up the corner of those rapids, there's Flagging Creek, comes in on the other side. They were talking about using it as an option for a water supply from Cairns. And then this is my hometown. I live about 500 yards down along the river.
Give it to.
Last year we had a cyclone come through here, Cyclone Steve. We're crossing the Barron River now. If you can imagine it, the water was actually lapping the train bridge here. Locally we only had 4 inches of rain, but the cyclone followed the Barron River catchment area a lot. This house on the right here, he had water through his house and his car was floating around against the fence. If you see that little intersection there on the right, that's how far the water come up. It was pretty scary stuff too, as I live along the river there, and the water come up very quick, and the power went off, nobody had any lights. The water rose that fast and caught a lot of people in their beds. They didn't expect it to rise that high. It was 3 foot higher than the 74 level. The chip, this is where the line used to branch off in the old days and went out to Mount Malloy. In the earlier days there was about 11 pubs here in Lyra, meatworks and all the associated shops.
Mariba. I love it.
Tea stop over at the shop there. If you're looking for the toilets, you have to go inside the shop and around the counter there. They're out the back. Don't rush. We've got quite a few minutes here, 10 or 15, so take your time. Enjoy your cuppa.
Don't see many of these anymore.
He knows when they're coming. It's spoiled.
Got black cockatoos.
I haven't seen it yet.
If you ever in Mariba and you like a nice coffee there, they've got the Mariba Coffee Works, coffee tastings and that sort of thing. Wife works there.
Oh, does she? She makes the biscuits. The biscuits were excellent.
Coffee was good.
Yeah.
Oh, the Coffee Works.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she works in the office.
Oh, does she?
My sister works out in the sales department.
Yeah.
Wait. There he goes. hotel over there used to boast that it had the longest bar in the southern hemisphere, and a big rectangular bar there.
Yeah.
Tobacco picking. What I noticed there that the plants have been partly ticked. They do about 3 ticks on the plant, so you're going to try and work your way from the bottom up. And the first tick they're going to try and take about 2 lots of leaves on each plant. The next time they get about halfway up. The third tick they're going to finish it off. The right hand side. Have a look down low, nearly on the ground, there's all little seats. That's where the pickers sit, and as it goes along, they get the tobacco off, put in those little racks, and they take it up, automatically gets pulled up to the top and pushed into bales, and then they take them to put them in their tobacco barns for the, what do you call it, drying them out. And you might see these plants here, the brown on them, that's where they've been hit with frost. But you can see where they've been picked once already, right at the bottom of the plant. Yeah, and then next time they go along, they'll take it up to about halfway, and then the third pick they'll take the rest off.
That's the end of the plant then?
Yeah. There's Forsayth on the picker. Like pressure cooker. To get the oil out of the plants. While the line was closed, they had a bushfire through here and burnt the bridge out. And the trackie had his little Suzuki that runs on the track, come around the corner and couldn't stop, and he ended up hanging out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not sure if we got photos, we'll see if we can find later to show you. But yeah, they just put those big pipes in and filled it in with dirt. A little telegraph pole. So, supposedly the shortest telegraph pole in Australia. Yeah, I can remember quite a few years ago there was a photograph of it in the Australasian Post. They used to do half-page, scenic photos all around Australia, and that telegraph pole was in it. The steam engines in the steam days, they used to pump the water up from Emu Creek, which is at the right hand side, a hole about 400 or 500 metres downstream, and they used to have to pull up on the steam engines here and fill up the water tender. Right down in the bottom of the creek you can see a repaired. But after working here all night, all the gang reckon, well, bugger that was not a good idea at all. So the old gang had just put his foot on against it and that's where it went, straight over the edge. Steel part, I think. I'm not sure, I could be corrected. I think it was part of the old Victoria Bridge across the Brisbane River. And when our cattle trains were running up here, we had a derailment on this bridge once, and quite a few cattle wagons went over the edge about here. And the engine bit was derailed, and the fireman that was on the engine here had to be carried off it. He got that big a fright, he just froze, and the guard and the driver had to get up and carry him off the train, off the loco. Yeah, the creek's pretty well stopped running now, but during the wet season, or just after the wet season, it's nice little swimming holes down here. Ask Merv, he can vouch for that.
Passengers. So we were just going from a swimming hole to swim, just Merv and I. We're just going from a swimming hole to swimming hole. Do a bit of fishing, have a swim, go to the next one.
They still run it, moved in without passengers.
Yeah, well see, there was a scheduled train, but that was in the middle of the
This is a little township of Bedford. It was another town, it was a railway town virtually. And when they closed the train down, they took all the gangs out and virtually died. Over on the right hand side was a good bit of real estate. The old school over there, 5 acres, fully fenced, the school building plus the teachers' quarters. I think it sold for $25,000. It was only not last year, the year before, I think. Thriving little town in the early days. Just up here on the left is the old miners' cottage. Someone must use it for a weekender. Quite often, fair dinkum, quite often we come up here on a Wednesday and it's all this way to go for a weekender. To help with the restoration work. Now that way used to also be the junction for the Mount Garnet line. It used to be the line that goes off to the left hand side, and it closed in the 1960s.
big intro together, it can offset while one's up the other down sort of thing. It's a chin back. Two ago they used to do the gold and copper, so they could store the gold and the copper prices were up, so they sell the copper with having the two, it was an offset. Yeah. But they've been running around to the horses, drilling rigs and that, looking at all the old wind shows. Something's definitely going on. Maybe they think it's going right. No? I'm hoping it's not going to rain. Especially when you can remember using.
Too expensive to dig out now, so
This is raw tin.
they all went broke. They had money hanging out of their ears there for a while. And
Up their train off and leave it there and take the first half into Almaden and come back out with the engine and pick up the second half. Anyway, apparently the old guard that was on the train had a few too many refreshments, and when they got stuck, he forgot to wind his brake on in the guard's van. So anyway, away they go. Took the first lot in Almaden, he went right into the pub to get a few more drinks. And when they come back, the train was gone. While they were gone, all the air brakes leaked off and it run back down the hill because it was so steep. It gets a fair pace up. Gone hit the bridge there and it went off the bridge.
Almaden.
And then he came back as a driver, and he was a driver in Almaden until they closed the old goods train down in 1995.
There.
Oh yeah, we've got a visitor's book here for everybody to sign too. And we'll see you bright and early in the morning.
back of the hotel. Dinner time.
Candles out. Your little birthday boy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Alright, thanks folks.
Why was he born so beautiful? Why was he born at all? He had no say in it, no say in it at all. Can I do more than that? I'm dating myself.
They don't feel 40 folks there.
That's just the frightened case when you've got kids that are 40. Not like that very much.
Painted, mate.
Really?
Oh, it's painted though.
Painted, yeah.
Natural rock, frog.
It's big
To the eye and the mouth. Natural.
Yeah.
How is it?
And he is a line back.
Here we are at the racetrack. Helmet ends.
The judges have been good at.
What's that?
The judges get good at today.
But it's the right lean and everything up they have a few.
Actually on the circuit at the race course.
And you
There's a dog watching there. Yeah.
Watchdog. A boxer.
Yeah.
Excellent, isn't it? Yeah.
Leave a colour on him.
Doesn't he?
Only finished him a couple of weeks ago.
He did a good job.
So the road hasn't been graded, right?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're alright.
They're quite primitive, the Aboriginals.
Yeah, and some of the ones go over towards outside of to his where his stomach is. They got the different kinds of plants that he ate and stuff like that. It's a teaching rock.
Yeah. Sort of. I'm a bit of a skeptic on some of these rock painting because I have heard of people, even at Laura Way, paint Aboriginal paint.
Like a DNA off of it. Backtrack and figure the ones that were done with the blood in them are around about 800 years old, and the others are laying in behind because those are done over the top of it.
Well, this would have to be a spade of them. Don't know what it represents.
Well,
it's got 8 legs. I wouldn't know what it represents. It's got 8 legs. Yeah. From here. 2, 6, 7, 8.
Later tribes later, who knows that?
Yeah, I know what that is.
Is this danger? They didn't really touch.
Some might have been.
I don't think these ones have been touched up at all.
What sort of rock we got here?
What's that?
What sort of rock is this?
It's a more of a raining. All about that.
We're at the camp at Chiligo. Chiligo has its marble. Everyone getting their luggage. We're going to visit the Royal Arch Cave.
Hello everybody. Just like to take a seat through the Royal Arch. Before we go into the cave, I'd just like to let you know a little bit about the rules and regulations. First of all, there is a few stairs when we go in and a few low spots, so you probably have to get down about that much. So just watch your head as we're going through. Secondly, I'd ask that you don't venture off the path so we don't bring too much mud back onto it with you. And thirdly, just not to touch the nice white crystalline formations as we go through because they discolour quite quickly. But I would like you to ask as many questions and take as many pictures as you like. And we're going to take some lights in with us. I've got them in the back of the truck. These straps are adjustable and you just clip them on and put the light around your neck.
Shine a flashlight down about 12 meters down to the bottom of the
Wow.
cave. It's right close to the surface.
Won't stop for too long here in the sun, but I'd just like to point out a formation on the cave wall before we go up any further. Just up in front of me, about 3/4 of the way up the limestone cast, there's a point, and that's is the Queen Victoria statue that we're looking for. She's looking out over the country, and the point's the top of her crown.
I thought it was Batman.
No. And that's part of the reason that the cave's given its name. Also in behind that Victoria statue there's a large limestone archway, and that's why it's given the name Royal Arch Caves. Just move up into the... That we'll be stopping in today. This chamber does flood annually during our wet season. If you look on the cave walls behind me on this cave decoration, you see the water level marks. This year this particular cave, or this particular chamber, flooded just above my knees, But a few years ago, it was just above my head when the cyclone crossed the coast. The reason that the caves do flood is because when we receive torrential rain, it soaks the shallow underground water table, and the water...
Is this marble?
No, it's limestone.
Wonderful. Thank you.
That's okay. Just to let you know a little bit about the history of the cave, about 400 million years ago, the Chillagoe district was covered in a shallow, warm sea. Beneath the sea grew large forms of corals called crinoid corals. And due to earth uplifting and volcanic activity, these corals were covered in muds and silts from the ocean floor. And through heat, all these caves are naturally formed, all these pathways. None of these where we're walking through have been excavated by man or drilled or anything like that. Because when this was beneath the ground surface, the underwater table flowed through it. And for any of us who would, when we go through here, there's a few ducks. So if you'd like to go to anybody who doesn't want a duck, or you can go.
Not sure what. A tonsil. A tonsil.
Whenever you're ready, you can just have a sit down and can talk briefly here. Limestone and begin a dissolving process. And when they get to the inside of the cave atmosphere dries them off, dries off the droplet and forms what we call a stalactite. And the water droplets, that has a straw-like centre, the water droplets fall through the centre of it and they hang on the end, and the top of the water droplet dries and the rest of it falls to the cave floor, where it will dry and harden and forms a stalagmite, which will eventually grow and meet in the middle and form a column, which is what we see here. Another unique thing about the Royal Arch Cave system is that it has...
How long does it take? Has it been estimated how long it takes?
Each stalactite grows at a different rate. It has a different growth rate, but some stalactites...
You reckon you guys will be able to handle it all in that road finally soon? It's going to be huge volume of people coming in.
A night shot.
I think it's the best kept tourist secret in Australia up here.
Yeah, that's why we...
You know, they just don't know about it.
Yeah, that's right. And also the thing about a problem with promotion, because you need money to do that. And once the information centre goes in, which is going in later on in the year, we'll Riverside Council will be keeping going on it, so we'll do something about it.
Right.
They're called Brimstone pools, and that's simply caused by the water sitting there and just vibrating over the edge. Every time it goes down, you can see some floating up there and they're quite big. When the water's in those, it's just so clear that you can't even see that there's water in them. They're just completely different to the
They
others.
are, that's what makes it so appealing. You're seeing something totally different.
Like that dust.
Yeah, that, you know, I mean, that could have been called the pulpit or something like that, couldn't it, you know?
Oh, well, yeah, but yeah. Yeah, it has like, there are first
Hip name sort of thing, yeah.
like these here are like cold. Here?
We just all move around the pathway here. Just little ones. Their bodies.
What do they eat, your fruit?
I eat everything inside.
Tiny. This particular chamber, and on the other wall there's an action pulpit. There's also one other formation that I'll point out here. It's what we call our limestone cowboy. And it's a gentleman on a horse who's riding away from us, so we just see his back. There he is. And his horse's head's looking to the left-hand side. It'll take on once it gets inside. So this is our iron oxide or ironstone staining. Does anybody have any questions?
See it now.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
And that legs his horse underneath him. The horse is a bit of legs.
There's a witch's face just there.
Oh, yes.
Cat trap, that one.
Is that the cats?
Yep.
You catch any?
Not very often, they're very cunning. You just shine your torches up where you are just there, you'll see bats in the ceiling. Just back a bit.
Got bats. Do they do it? You're far down those trees.
Thank you very much for coming on the tour today, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And when we get back to the shed, if you could please just take off your lights and put them back up and leave them on the seat, and I'll put them back on your truck. And those of you who had lights, so they've got this eye, this
There's so many people out
Thank you. No problem.
that the word will spread like wildfire.
That's all right, no problem.
Very enjoyable.
That's
she's on there.
That's our driver's hat, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it must be.
Right, what you were waiting for.
This is what put Chillagoe on the map. The copper smelter. Actually, it was copper and lead. They also smelted gold. But the main production was copper. Now, how it all started was back in 1882 when William Atherton rode down the Waltz River looking for grazing land. And when he broke out, come through the gorge and broke out in all this country, he took it all up. And then as he was riding over his land, he found copper deposits. So then the man to get in touch with in those days was John Moffat of Mermaid, which is just back here on the edge of the table near Herbert. And
Roll it real tight. Take copper sulfide and sprinkle in between there as you're rolling it up tight, and you burn it apart, and it's all pretty blues and greens.
All the slag from the mine.
So it's just sort of taking that right through. They'll probably just going over the edge there. And of course, if the slag goes hard in the pot, it drifts away from the pot a bit, and they can just the whole solid lump straight out. There's a couple down the bank down over.
The slag's gone hard in the bin. Just tip it and just roll down there. It's a big bird.
And of course the gold went into the dark. You can see all the goats going up onto that rock.
Damn rock. On our way now to have a look at some hello marble.
Marble pit just up there. And we're going to go out a bit further where they're actually working.
Yeah, Mick, there's a chainsaw.
Alright. Okay, this is what they call the Corcoran saw. And as you can see, it's just a giant chainsaw, 4-metre blade. All the tips are tungsten carbide tips. And what they generally do with it is they've got the other roller lines there. And they lay the roller lines out. Yeah, I would like to tackle him.
Chillagoe.
Yes, the smelter we looked at before.
Wasn't it? It was quite nice last night.
So a few of them dived in, grabbed a few, and then the dozers just filled her in. Backwards and forwards, he was out of Mount Owen, backwards and forwards, get his gear and stuff. Alright. Well, they weren't around when with our Aboriginals. They would have made a good stewing pot out of it. Right. Sort of float into them, boil them down. And boil your lawn. The ends are sharp and all that. Yeah, that was at the converters. See, when they pour the slag off the converter, it's the same as in behind the wall, the brick wall, a lot of dust gets there. That's blown out of the furnace. And what they do with that, every now and again they'll get him cleaned out and they bring it up and they mix it with
Stuck. The limestone around this area, there are a number of those granitic.
Then it's put through a furnace with special gas, and it expands up to 14 times its own size. So it then becomes very fluffy, very strong material, very light. They put it into concrete now, and we've got a lot into plaster. Most of it goes into
Film projector.
toothpaste. So every day we use toothpaste, we're using further. And the other part of it now, which is very rapidly expanding, is the filtration in zinc and gold. And this is the kind of copper that comes from this area, if you'd like to, it's very heavy. And out of the red dome came those huge pieces of native copper and all on the road, and getting all this marble out, which weighs 20-ton blocks. You saw them as you came in. And buying the rest of the town of trying to get the bureaucrats to see their way, but not like about 100 new sleepers would do the job, and I think that is insignificant amount of money to pay out houses. And when one of the hotels burned down, there was 2 hotels burned down, we had 80 workers without accommodation, so 2 hotels had 80 workers, and at that time we had 10 hotels, and we had 3 bakers, 3 butchers, 4 or 5 shops, and news agents, 2 news agencies, 2 cordial factories. John's people had a dairy here, and yeah, things were really right. Had a school of arts, and lots of things were happening in the area. But then, of course, in 1914 the smelters declined, and that was sort of the end of the boom for the area. John looks after, and Marlene looked after you very well down there. Looking good now.
Day 71.
Day 71, since we left Melbourne.
Yeah. These shots, like, I can snap a picture. If I don't like it, I just reach over and tap, erase, single on it.
We're at Almaden, ready for our second day of train travel. I'm heading out this way. Yes, the pub.
Good morning, everybody. Enjoyed your night in Almaden on Chilligat. This is where we go up onto the Etheridge branch here. Down the right hand side, up over the hill there, the railway line, that's the old line to Chilligat. And during the
Mine shaft.
Yeah.
What'd they mine here?
Copper.
Huh?
It was more of like a test mine, I think. They were hoping, but didn't eventuate.
You could live in the finish. I'm going down there.
This flower only grows where there's copper, and that's possibly why they dug here. There's the grass, and there's the mine.
Crush it up and they burn it in a big kiln.
The lime.
They layer it lime and coal until it burns away to a white powder. And it's used in mainly in agriculture and that now. But we used to load trainloads of it here and take it up to Ironsley, where it used to go to Kidston to the gold mine. They used to use it in the processing of gold. I think this mine first started off in about the 1920s, and it's been here a long time.
Still operating?
And if you look over behind the new house over the other side of that gully, you see some little sheds over there. They used most of the year. See the water back down where they're camped.
Sandy,
take there.
Yeah, this river, believe it or not, when you get a good flood here, water will be right over the top of this rail motor. When we used to come up on the trains, they used to have an old telephone line, and it used to be at window level with the locos. And after a big flood, you'd see all the debris in the telephone line, so we knew how high the water would get.
We do have smoke over this morning. Now
Yeah. Over the years, the roots must have worked its way down through to crack the rock.
Some guy had his little spray can. You want to go back?
Nah, you I think, yeah. It's the giddy seed. Aboriginals used to take them to abort their children. They're poisonous.
This river where
Old half
Up on the hill.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's bunny rubble.
Ah, you're scared in your flash.
Look at him go.
Buddy, bring you.
And might pull up the smoker. Looks like a good enough place.
Oh, they're expecting us.
Just trying something out.
Is this creek fed to golf?
No, it's fed by a spring and it goes all year round. Milk? No?
Canning process of that, but I never ever used it.
You say two, didn't you?
Yes,
Sorry.
please.
Right?
Yeah, really nice big cake.
This is the real dinky dog. Coming into Mount Surprise.
Let's do it before we do it. Those of you going to the Mobile for lunch, that's straight across the road there, the cash store. And next door to it is the hotel. And anyone going to the BP Cafe, it's just up past that BP sign. And we'll be leaving at about 12:15, give or take a little.
Some moth on the road, Mount Surprise. Here I'm looking at a pawpaw tree. It's coming out from underneath the shed, branching two ways, and look at the pawpaws on it.
You want to get up here?
All Also we get held up in the floods now and again here because it's quite a low bridge.
You can hang out this window if you want to do it.
Hang on a minute, Boo. Thank you.
I was going to say if you
Nev's
find one on
holding some
day
garnet.
Oh, is that one?
This one. It's not a very clear one.
Alright, let's have a look more.
Any of the large rocks. And just scratch them in the sand.
Is that one?
Looking for some garnet. You have more people on the train now. Previous flower belonged to this bush. There's all the prospectors looking for garnet. Eucalyptus wellhungus. There, bird site.
You've got to put yourself up a bit.
It's the old bower. Is going back so we can take a photo of him coming forward. I'm going to get him going this way anyway. Across the Ainsley River.
In 1974, I think it was, the water was up to the footpath there at the hotel.
It's a bit of a spin on them.
Big gorge down there.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a gorge down there on the right hand side, it's a bit hot.
Ainsley. Afternoon tea time.
Going for it today, huh?
A large amount of orchids up in the trees if you keep your eyes open. They're not flowering at the moment, but they're a black.
How much is yours you carrying there?
Hit him. Yeah. Native well.
Always leave a stick in it like that in case something falls in there. Get that out.
The whole of the funnel ant. The insects get into the funnel and just fall straight into a hole.
Did they come up little ants there?
I thought they must have been about 2 inches diameter.
No, I don't know why they got such a big hole.
Yeah.
They must get wet in the wet season.
They're hoping a good sized bug will come down there probably.
So why they respond to a little bit of...
They think there's an insect on the side.
No lemon scent or nothing like that.
They've put some leaves in the bottle, water,
Had your own lemon
shook it up,
Yeah.
and it's off this tree here.
Then when you do the when you wash all your clothes nice and clean.
There's the pigs hanging in the line.
Really a family.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shake it up. But you can only hang your clothes out in the right season.
Yeah, I agree with that, don't you?
This is a stop where we stop to have a look at the funnel ants and the soap tree.
Prospecting for gold with metal detectors and that sort of thing.
Oh, here we are, look at it. These are swinging town, isn't it? You! 6 cruiser just for the bridge. Yeah.
Let's put that in the Delaney River again. Okay, for those people that are staying at home, stay tonight. There'll be a lady there at the station platform. Pick you up, drop you off at homestay.
Town band and everything. There's a town band and everything.
The Goldfields Tavern's over there on the left-hand side. They used to run 4 of those together on the steam.
I'm at the Forsayth station, and can you believe this beautiful flower garden right outside the station master's office at Forsayth. Have a look at this cactus. Here we have the train, the track and the sunset. Waiting for tomorrow. very close to a full moon. Maybe Saturday night. And there's the track we're taking tomorrow, back to Cairns. Yes, the pub where we're going to be eating. There's a bat flying around in here. It's the end of the day at Forsayth. There's two there. Day 72, Forsayth. And the roosters woke us up this morning.
Oh, usually I'd sit down for only take about 36 hours. Down back, they go you can't get them with money? No, I can't. The person cares for me. My parents to Mariba. Mariba. That's where you live in Mariba? Yeah. I live in Brisbane. As long as I can get it. Mariba. I used to have a block up at Forsayth a few years ago. Quite a few people from Mariba. Weekend we went to all tobacco farmers. Well, they weren't bloody going pot. Well, that used to pretty good. Oh, yeah. They're just quietened out it all now, is it? They had the feds go through them for chop, illegal tobacco farmers. And it's never much down on pot. They couldn't detect it, but you know, do bloody pissed on that. Yeah, there was only one copper there. The first one was just shut for lunch. Settings folks. You're going to be missing a mug in one of your legs if any other cups.
The pigeons have come down to join them now. Here we go, back to Cairns. Look in there, quick look. We've stopped to have a look at a gold mine.
then you continue anyway, do
There it is. Keep going. Put your hand on the ground now. Now go back a foot. A bit more. No, this the other way. Keep going, keep going. There. You're right on it. No.
And, on the other range, going down to Delaney, there used to be some there were dated in the 1890s.
Yeah. No, it's more recent when it finished.
Yeah.
Well, lots of that
We took it in turns to sleep in the next morning. He's up on the engine, he's driving away nice and steady. And we've been having a few derailments, and every time we seem to have a derailment, Dave was driving. It was always Dave's fault. Anyway, I was back in the camp wagon this morning, and there's this big bump and a jerk, you know, and I thought, as soon as it got that, I knew we were derailed. I thought, you idiot, it's not Dave's fault. So anyway, I opened the door of the camp wagon, and here's this driver climbing out the window. As we come along, the rail broke underneath the loco, and it ended up on a 45-degree angle. And anyway, watched him climb into the window. I thought, well, I've seen everything now. Anyway, he come back, and I said to him, "Hey, we want to smoke?" And he was shaking that much, he couldn't even get a cigarette out of the packet. And
They stopped the train to allow the passengers to pick up some mica.
He's on the common, that's
common in here.
Coming into Ainsley.
Tea and that's available inside the station there. Sarah.
Oops. All right. That's it. There you go. That's
There's not much water in it.
That'd be a permanent water
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
You never see a canyon, that's I think that's
Underberg Run.
Still in Ainsley. And we've all walked up to the pub.
Bloody ginger beer, whatever it is. That's nice, that Bundaberg ginger beer.
Yeah, it is.
And the rain's come, rain. Goes around and around and around. Pours the seed into the ground.
looking at a chinky apple. Apparently you can eat them. The sun's come out now. It used to be cloudy there for a while. Here we go. Our passengers are enjoying the chinky apples, including the crew. Everybody likes them.
Tell me, is the Bedrock Village lady and the Blue Springs lady the same lady?
Same lady, yeah.
Yeah, look at
No, your bus driver's not, it's a different bus driver today.
Day 73, Mount Surprise. I missed the sing-along around the campfire last night. They say it was pretty good. Here's a friend that's going on the train with us today.
Q. I'm queuing.
Ian and Margaret from Port Macquarie. Yep. What? It's going on the tape now.
All right. We were with a young fellow on our trip around Europe.
There goes Ian and Margaret on their trip.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Oh, were they? There's that A price, yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, the friend we've got one with no edits, yeah.
You need to go there.
Elizabeth Creek.
That'd be the male out there on the right hand side, I'd say, and there's a little young female here on the track in front of us.
On the 14k straight stretch.
Oh, yes.
Australian bustard.
They're pretty quiet, you can drive right up to them, so that's how they sort of pretty well got shot out in the earlier days. The recipe for cooking them is throw a rock in with it. When the rock's soft, eat the rock. If you get a nice little young one like this female here just moving off to the right hand side, should be quite nice eating, roasted.
Yeah.
for the property owner.
This is where we had morning tea on the second day. I think it's called Butcher's Creek. The last creek is Forsayth Creek.
This bridge here got washed away a couple of years ago. If you look downstream on the left hand side, you might still see a few old bridge timbers a couple hundred yards down there. Up where Possible Creek starts, they've just dug it up.
There's Merv feeding the magpies. Once again. There's still a Bullock Creek. And they're still feeding the maggies. He's behind that silver box there. Someone's got away with a bit. Got the little kids on the train this time. First time they've ever been on a train. There's Mum keeping a watch on them. Couple of yards no longer used.
When it's finished, I'll see if I can catch it. This is not where the tree is. No. We're chasing purple crystal. Purple crystal.
Yeah, he's not bad.
What was it?
It's a little lizard.
That's Paul Hogan would go.
Yeah, that's right.
Now he'll settle down, he'll go to sleep.
What sort is he?
We call him Tommy Roundhead.
Like that.
See him? If you ride him on his valley there, he'll usually go to sleep. Well, he just plays dead. Get him laying down a bit flatter. He doesn't like me at the present time. No, come on, bud, go to sleep. No, he doesn't want it. Usually if you rub them on the tummy like that, they just play dead. They just lay there. Just like they want it.
We're looking for Amherst crystal.
This rock here too.
No, he won't take much to shift that bloke.
Hold up.
You like to sit there for now?
No, I've had to go up there. Somebody else might like to.
All in a day's work.
Yeah, well done.
Steer go crashing through, Robin?
Yeah.
Can't eat that
They'll be heading up for a drink. Beyond that big wall there's a dam. Another little eyeball fella's brought up to mum anyway. There is a company that operates up around this area. They're not operating this year, called Tusker. They get all the local hunters. They've got to be certified hunters with galvanised trays and that sort of thing. And they go around and catch these wild pigs with their dogs. At certain places they've got a big bridge mobile. They just take them in there and sell them to the guys at the bridge mobile. They get up to $1 a kilo for them. They leave a hard bin or a month in so they can check for TB and that sort of thing. They're exported to Germany, wild war. K-pop family, K-pop callotropes, their proper name. You'll see one there who's got the this way, the gate will work the other way. Sort of just a railway town. They had a store and a police station and that sort of thing. That used to be the sale yards there, trucking yards. So a nice bougainvillea over there on the left, climbing up the tree. That used to be the station master's yard there. That line that goes out to the left there and up over the ridge, that was the line that went out through Chilligo to the rail yards at Mungana. They used to walk all their cattle in the old days and put them on the train at Mungana. The lady on the platform here, Barbara, she likes everybody to sign their visitor's book, whether before lunch or after lunch. Lunch is over to the left there of the hotel. Whatever you do, don't jaywalk. Make sure the traffic lights are green.
Not big enough,
Okay, we arrived 10 minutes late. We'll blame it on some of the locals here on that.
I'll break the camera.
Last little stretch. Okay. See, they don't even pump these things up and down anymore. You got little motors in them.
Oh yeah.
That's what I said.
They don't even have to crank them anymore. They got battery.
I just said that to Dave, and he said, I used to see him go along like that. He said, oh, that's before my time.
Lady is in the museum there now. So we'll pull up here for a few minutes. If you want to go and have a look, entry is by donation. There's a donation box at the front there. Keep the old pub going.
Yeah. Lappa Liz, we call her. The husband was called him Yappa Lappa. He never stops talking.
My other two doing it, I reckon we'll.
Yeah, that's.
I bet she'll either come back.
Yeah.
bit of concrete, they put salt licks or molasses in it. The cows come in and lick it. And they know when they walk under the thing, they get the poison on their back. And they, one way of preventing the buffalo fly. I still reckon it sounds better as the cows washing.
There's the thing that we seen an hour and a half ago. The opposite side of the
Better. For those people with video cameras, this is the crowd controller.
To the main line.
I've just got a new one. See, that last one was our authority to travel from Almaden to here, and now we get another one.
Sometimes I think we should hit these farmers up for a bit of a fee for exercising all their animals.
He figures you're going to steal his cows.
We're waiting for it.
Here comes one of the cows too.
Steal the young bull.
Bull just turned into a steer.
Oh, did he?
I think he might
Get out the left side, you see a busload of tourists. I don't tell lies.
That's Merv's hippo head.
Where's Happy Hippo?
Staff's in. Back on computer.
You're on. That one later. Blow us down tonight and they'd go down to the vendor with it, where it gets unloaded.
to Cairns. When we had the flood earlier this year, last year, with Cyclone Steve, the water was lapping at this railway bridge. Flooding was pretty severe downstream. It can't be moved within 500 metres downstream from here right on the roadway. A little bit further down there were people that had to be lifted off their roof. Like a helicopter.
Alright, North Queensland,
turn the locos on the Carina tourist trains when we come up here. There used to be one there originally, but the railway in their wisdom took it away. I reckon they didn't want it, but with a few safety issues they decided they needed to turn the locos, so they dug that one up from down the Brisbane area, I think. And I think we've all been sitting down long enough. We'll get out and have a bit of a stroll around the station for a while. We've got about 10 minutes here.
Yes.
You said they're going to change our computers to there in the next one. So you're going to switch later when you're down there. Stretching the smoke.
Yes, it's been fun. Keep up.
Red hibiscus.
Hey, Brisbane, and then to Cairns.
Yeah.
Go rail again. Whoa. The Devil's Pools.
Fairly gushing down there. They're called Bridal Veil Falls.
There's a guy down there making one for a girl. Get your car down, park down there. There's Crystal Cascades down here. Crystal. Oh, wow. There's the airport.
732-857.
Block already.
Okay, those people in the front here that require a taxi in freshwater, would you put your hand up?
Bye-bye.
Safe journey home. Enjoy the rest of it. Next time you come over.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Good, good.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All the best.
Yeah.
Store the explosives when they're building the range. And that little building next to it is where they used to house the detonators.
There's the moon coming up over Cairns. Magnificent. Yeah, it was there. Yeah.
Well, on behalf of Merv and myself, I hope you've enjoyed your trip on the Hillbilly Express. I mean the SAVANNAHLANDER.
This is your cameraman signing off on a magnificent trip on to Forsayth and back, North Queensland.